All right, this is a Tuthill Series 100 Model 112 rotary hand pump, barrel pump, and I had a seal leaking. I've already got it disassembled because I've never done one of these before. So I wanted to disassemble it first so I could make a fairly educated video here. The shaft that comes out, let me show you. This is a shaft that sticks out through the front plate. This seal right here was what was leaking on my pump. There's also an O-ring around here, a flat O-ring that seals up this whole front plate, and then this seals around this O-ring here. This is a normal O-ring, seals around the shaft itself, and then of course the hand pump part screws into this. This is the hand crank. When to reassemble it, you put this shaft in first, and it's indexed into a slot in the back because I can't push that in. This moves around a little bit. See, now I don't know if you saw that drop in, but it was it hit its little indexed area into the back. There's little springs in here that allow this to move around a little bit, and that's the hardest part, getting this piece back in here. It caused me a little confusion. So now there's a washer on the back of that, flat washer. It goes between this shaft and this front plate, and now I'll be able to slide this front plate back on, and then this O-ring will go in here, and then this plastic washer retains the O-ring. This is a 5/8 inch shaft. I had an O-ring in my kit that fits it. Hopefully it'll do the job. It seemed like it was a little bit different size. Might be a little larger than the one that came out of it. So hopefully that'll do the job. And then after you put that plastic piece on there, then this plate will go in and retain all that in. And then you can put your pump handle back on. I don't know where you'll source one of these O-rings. You'll have to do some measuring if that's what's bad on your pump. And it's a little hard to get in there. Mine didn't want to sit in, so I pulled that this big O-ring off and stretched it a little bit. It was still in good condition, but I had to stretch it a little bit to get it to sit down in there without popping out. It shrunk some, I guess, over time, and didn't want to stay in place until I stretched it some. I'll show you when it's all back together. Okay, we got it all back together. These are all 3/8 on this front pump plate. That's a T25, Torx head number 25, and that's a 9/16. Let me see what number that O-ring was at front that runs along that shaft. That was a number 114, and that does show it's on a 5/8 inner diameter shaft. So technically that should be correct. I measured that shaft with a micrometer. I'll let you know in the comments if that ended up being the right seal. So that O-ring did work. I tested this out, pumped some fuel. There weren't any leaks. So that was the correct size O-ring that I just told you about. I'm going to make another video here. Talks about some of the different filter setups and oil filter that you can use, because they're a lot cheaper than the normal diesel filters. But of course then you don't get any water separation, which you really should have. Gets to be a lot of condensation in these diesel tanks, these more portable type diesel tanks. You really need that water separation. I was just in a bind and found a oil filter that could filter the fuel for me that I had on there temporarily, but I'm changing over this goldenrod one so I can see how much water's in there. Something else you should do probably while you got this pump off is clean this screen here on bottom. It just has these 4 bolts to take out, same size as these guys, 3/8 head to get those out, and that pops right off. There's a good seal on there, so it should seal back up. and clean that screen out with some carb cleaner or something. Mine was pretty filthy. I've been running some pretty dirty fuel apparently. You can check out my link for the next video where I talk about these different filtration setups and part numbers and so forth. Please subscribe to this if it helped you out at all. I need subscribers. Don't particularly need more viewing hours to be monetized, but I do need subscribers. Give me a pity subscription, I'll take it. Thank you very much.